How should I intro this one?
Just the normal way, you know? The way we've done it for 6 episodes. The way we've always done it.
Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Gravity Cancel podcast. I am Rox, and here with me today is my old trusty 2v2 partner, Sergeant Spankcakes. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. A bit tired. Worked nights this week. That's why we're having a delay to the episode. Sorry about that.
Yep, so
but
all you angry fans out there, you can blame Spankcakes.
it's okay. You'll have something to look forward to on the weekend to listen to. It'll be a nice laid-back episode. You know, you won't have to stress out at work while you listen to it, or school, or wherever you're at. You'll just be able to sit around at home and listen to episode 7 of the podcast on your weekend. So...
Well, speaking of laid back, not a whole lot of news going on right now in the Brawlhalla world.
Yeah, there was
really
like 2 weeks of nothing.
Really hoping for some Battle Pass Season 4 soon. You got me with a troll post the other day. Did not appreciate that. Got rickrolled.
To be fair, I got to. It was in the Brawlhalla official Discord. I should have known.
Oh my god!
Because like when I saw the thumbnail, I was like, "Why is Isaiah and Val on this thumbnail?"
I saw the
already
thumbnail
had
too, and I
skins.
was like, "Are you kidding me? Val's getting another skin for the Battle Pass?"
Would it really surprise you?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll get Battle Pass news soon or not, because there was like no distinct timeline between the two battle passes. I think one of them ended, and then like it was like 45 days later the other one started, but it was like 70 some odd days between the other two or something like that. So
Wow.
who knows? We'll get it eventually. Maybe we'll get it just in time for the back to school event,
That's
which
about
should
2
happen.
months.
Yeah, it usually happens the last week of August. I think it was like August 26th or 29th.
Awesome,
Let's
awesome.
see what day would line up for that. Maybe the 29th. That's a Wednesday.
Well, since we didn't have a whole lot of news to discuss, we decided to go ahead and, because I know everybody cares, we have made our own separate tier lists for weapons.
And we have not shared these with each other.
All right.
So we're gonna have some differing opinions.
Are we going to start? Should we start with D class and go all the way up, or go down?
Okay. So how many? I think we should start top tier.
Top tier.
But what was okay? Did you do S through D, or any? What would you do as far as what are your tier rankings?
I did S through D.
Okay. I actually removed the S tier.
What?
I feel like nothing stands out enough to warrant S tier.
Oh my gosh, you're insane. You were out of your mind.
I was considering taking it down to ABC tier, but I left it ABCD.
Oh my goodness. Well, I left an S tier. So I'll go ahead and hit you with those.
Yeah,
which would be
tier.
hammer and sword. Hammer is in a league of
on.
its own. It is, in my opinion, very busted. And sword is just all around, in my opinion, probably the best weapon. Not my favorite weapon, but probably the best weapon overall.
Okay, I do have to ask before we get further into it. What was your basis for your tier list? When you said, when we said we're gonna make a tier list, what did you approach it from?
What I see pros be really good at, or good with, and then also what I get spanked with. So a mix of both.
Okay, both.
Yeah.
So I did mine purely on. First of all, a disclaimer: I think tier lists are stupid, and I don't condone them. But
I do condone them. I also condone an S tier. There's a reason it's there.
I will say that my tier list is based on my own personal experience, and I didn't consider any meta or high elo play or tournament rankings. This is just what I think is strong in my elo, so about 1600 to 1720 or so. But yeah, so there's my disclaimers. This is not high level, and this is just anecdotal experience.
Okay.
So,
Hit me with that A tier list.
So A tier, I have 2. I'm going with Axe and Scythe. And reason being, Axe is slow, but at the elo that I'm at now, people have learned not to just swing away with it.
Mm-hmm.
So every attack, or almost every attack, as long as they get a semi-decent read, they're going to hit because of the hitboxes on it are just absurd.
Okay.
And then Scythe, with where I'm at in the elo, like they have really good reads.
Same. And I like in singles, that's all I'm running into in 1v1s, and I'm like, I think my highest was 1650. I haven't hit plat in ones yet, but
so
it is
close.
just scythe after scythe after scythe. So I do agree with you on the scythe being A tier.
Okay, so you did agree with that one.
Yeah. So,
All right.
so we do disagree with Axe a little bit, but I guess you want me to go ahead with my A tier? Stack them up. I went with Scythe, Lance, and Cannon. I feel like Cannon is much like the Orb. The Cannon is very underutilized, and good players that know how to use Cannon and main Cannon are absolute monsters. I was watching. Oh goodness, who was it? I think it was Sandstorm and maybe Santee that were practicing on stream against each other, and watching Santee just tear up with Cannon made me realize how good it is. Also, I've been struggling with Cannon recently.
Okay, but you're looking at like Sandstorm with Cannon. Like, most cannons that I face.
No, it was Santee that was using the Cannon. Not that it matters that much, but
yeah, no. So like most of the Cannon players that I'm facing, like, just look at the overall skill level up to 1800 or even Diamond for that matter.
Oh, they're carrying me off the map with that thing still.
Yeah, but see, Scythe was doing the same thing, and then at some point, I feel like Cannon with our elo is what Scythe is from or what Lance is from 1200 to 1400.
I can see that.
Like, it's just a matter of learning to actually counter it, and it's harder to counter because when you do face, because no one plays it, right? So when you do face one and you're not used to it, you just don't know how to fight it.
See, with the A tier, I felt like Cannon was above what I put in the B tier, but I still think Lance and Scythe are better than Cannon.
Okay, that's fair.
And you can tell with my A tier what legend I struggle with the most. I hate Artemis so much.
I can tell.
Oh,
Artemis,
I hate her with a passion.
I can't remember what Discord it was in, but I was reading earlier, and someone was talking about, or maybe it was the Reddit, and someone was like, it's amazing that you don't see, because you really don't see Artemis, once you get past, I don't know, 1620 or so, it's just like, she's played a lot, but it's all by, really low elo people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would agree. It's just a disgusting weapon set to have to try to face.
Yeah, I cannot stand it.
Yeah, I kind of went back and forth on Lance. I'll get to my Lance once we get to our next tiers.
All right, go right ahead with your B tier.
B tier. So I have 5 weapons in B tier. Let's go with sword, hammer, guitar, bow, lance.
So, you're wrong. So, you're telling me you put guitar and bow over gauntlets? You absolute madman. And hammer in B tier? Absolute madman.
I know you think hammer should be higher. I feel like it's a worse... I don't know what I feel like it's a worse version of. It's just got... The only thing it really has going for it is it's heavy. So like ground pound feels disgusting, and off map it's disgusting.
See, whenever I try to use hammer, it feels like I'm using a crappy version of the axe, but I don't lose to axe, but I lose to hammer all the time.
I think that's just because you're not familiar with the matchup, and that's probably why I put axe high, is because I'm not familiar with the matchup. I don't play axe too much, so.
You think it'd be the opposite since you play hammer legends and I play axe legends?
No. I think hammer's it's good. I don't think it's great.
Wild, absolutely wild. All right.
Well, and just comparing it to the other weapons I put in this tier, I don't think it beats any of them decisively.
I can't wait to get to D tier because I'm pretty sure ours is going to be the exact same. But
yeah, I think it's everyone's same.
my B tier is gauntlets, blasters, orb, and axe. And I feel like blasters really good, axe really good, gauntlets really good. And I just feel like not enough people play orb. Orb is very good.
So spoiler alert, like my C tier is almost the inverse of that.
Okay.
So, let's stay on B tier for a minute. So you think blasters are B tier, but bow is not?
Correct. 100%.
Why do you think blasters are better than bow?
You don't. So, I don't see a whole lot of professional bow play. I see a lot of professional blaster play. And you see people play Koji, but for the most part, they're picking the sword over the bow. And
what blaster legends do you see a lot?
I see Nyx. I see Cross occasionally. I see a lot of Barraza. Don't really see any Ada. Let's see. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. A lot of Diana. Run into a lot of Diana.
She's got a bow, man. She's got a bow.
Yeah, but they're using the blasters.
Yeah. My issue with blaster is if
it's so
if
hard
you come
to
across
get
someone
good with it.
Yeah, it's high effort and pretty low reward for that. It's not like a weapon that you can combo a little bit with it, but you're still relying on pretty strong reads, and the payoff is pretty low.
Mm-hmm. But it does disrupt a lot of people. It'll definitely throw people off their game.
It disrupts people, but if you whiff an attack with blasters, either neutral light or down light, I mean you're a sitting duck. And I've been facing actually a few blasters recently, and other than a small handful of them, they get punished pretty easily just fishing for downlights.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the range on bow, and I think it's underutilized comparatively to other weapons that are of similar strength.
So what is where did you put bow? Did you put it in B tier?
I put it in B tier,
okay,
along with sword, hammer,
okay,
lance, guitar.
What's your C tier then?
C tier is spear, gauntlet, blaster, orb, cannon.
Oh my gosh.
So gauntlet was like borderline, but I feel like most people are just way too predictable with it. And as long as you don't let them carry you off stage, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, for the most part, I agree with that. See, in my C tier, you put spear there, right?
Yeah,
okay, so I did put spear in C tier. Not a whole lot you can do with spear. Spear has pretty cookie cutter combos, very easy weapon to learn, and you can master it, but like a master spear user isn't gonna touch like a master sword player. It's just
very rarely am I afraid of a spear.
Yeah, exactly. And then also have bow and guitars.
So of the string weapons, you put guitars the lowest.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like
is that lack of representation?
I just feel like there's not. like, unless it's Nye or a Zuri, you don't really have the DPS. Like, I feel like even if I do get caught in the vortex for a second, I feel like I'm never taking a ton of damage from it.
Yeah, and the vortex is pretty, like that's like just a knowledge check pretty much. Once you get to a certain elo, people know how to dodge out of it. So it's not. I would agree with that, and it's the only reason I thought B tier as opposed to C tier for that one is because of lack of matchup experience. Like a lot of people, it's the same thing with Bo. I think it's underrepresented, and I think there's just a lot of tech that people kind of sleep on with it. So it's more of a hypothetical B tier for me as opposed to an actual B tier.
I gotcha. Okay.
And then I put, so this is a big discrepancy for us, is I put Cannon in C tier.
Yeah,
whereas you put it in A tier.
Yeah. Which now keep in consideration, I had an S tier, so.
Oh, you put it in. Wait, did you put Cannon in
A
tier?
No, I put Cannon in A tier, but I had an S tier, so like my A tier isn't like the same weight as your A tier.
Yeah, mine is like kind of like scrunched up.
Yeah. Now, drum roll. What does your D tier consist of?
Great sword and only great sword.
Yep, same. Great sword is garbage. Oh my gosh.
I did. So actually, just before this, I fought him twice and he beat me twice. I fought a Magyar in ranked. He was floating around like 1750 or so, and he was pretty disgusting with the great sword. But the thing is, he would hit me with, I don't know, like 8 hits, and it wouldn't do much damage to me. So it's like, even though I was getting hit a bunch, I didn't feel like I was ever at risk of dying from it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like greatsword can still be good. It's just, I've never seen something fall out of grace so hard before in any game I've ever played.
Yeah, I would have pre-patch, like when it released, it would have, it was like S tier. That was S tier for me when it released. But after the nerf, it is not good.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Which, good. Let's keep it there.
No, it needs a buff.
No.
Of all the weapons.
No.
Of all the weapons. Okay, here you go. We're going to add a slight topic here. Which one weapon do you think needs buff the most, and which do you think needs nerf the most?
Rocket Lance needs a huge nerf. And buff, I wouldn't necessarily say Orb needs a buff, but I would like to see one just because it would bring more attention to Orb, or probably Spear.
I could agree with a buff on Spear, like maybe some more combo potential.
Yeah.
But I think Greatsword needs the biggest buff, and man, Sword needs a nerf. It's just there's no reason that, and granted I put it B tier, but just overall there's no reason that it should have that kind of representation at all of the tournaments.
It's just so good.
Right, that's why it needs nerfed.
So speaking of legends, well, I messed that up. Speaking of weapons, we also have a...
We've been speaking about weapons for literally the past 20 minutes.
True. Shut up. But anyway, we also have our own lists of who we think the best legend is with each weapon. So I'll go ahead and start off. I'm going to say for my grapple hammer, best grapple hammer legend is going to be Scarlet. Signatures are fantastic. Overall, I hate playing against Scarlet characters. I want to throw up every time I see one, but Lance is good, and then grapple hammer and Scarlet is just a terrifying combo to go up against.
So it was kind of hard to do this, actually. Like, once I started to put the list together, I was like, it's hard to isolate a legend to one weapon.
Yeah.
And that's what I tried to do with this. So I think Scarlet's good, but I think most of the reason she's good is just because she has such high strength, and decent defense. She's pretty well rounded, but her strength is 8. I mean,
Yeah.
so you get hit a couple times with 2 pretty heavy hitting weapons, and yeah, it's pretty disgusting. I went with Yumiko for my grapple hammer.
I knew it.
And the only reason I went with Yumiko is because most hammer legends you're gonna play the same way, but I feel like everyone that I've played Yumiko, or not played Yumiko against, every Yumiko that I've played plays her wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She's the one legend in the whole roster that plays different than everyone else, and her wisps open up combo potential with hammer.
Yeah, I feel like we talk about it like every podcast about how neat it is that like you're not really sig spamming with Yumiko because you're just always laying traps.
Yeah, exactly. So like her D-Sig on hammer, you can combo that into, I think, a recovery. You combo it into in-light, side light, or in-air, side air. So she has combo paths that no other hammer legend has, and no one abuses it at all.
Yeah, and then I completely forgot what I was about to say with grapple hammer. But yeah, I agree. We need more legends that have those signatures that when you get hit with them, they don't knock you back, they don't KO you, but it like traps you to where you can follow up with light attacks.
Yeah, there's a topic I want to get to in the future. I just haven't fully fleshed it out of like properties we want to see in signatures that aren't just knockback. But
yeah,
we'll save that for another day. I know Illumi wants to give me crap for that right now, but we're going to save that for another day.
All right. Well, on to sword legends. I put my number 1 as Val, just because signatures are fantastic, except neutral sig. Neutral sig's not that good. Or not neutral sig, down sig. And overall really good, and sword gauntlet's a good combo. I mean, I love watching Santi and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting names. Who does Santi team with? Simba. Santi and Simba, whenever they play double Val, love watching it. But then, see, this one was tough because then I had a 3-way tie for second between Hattori's sword, Koji's sword, and Jiro's sword. And I know that probably sounds crazy putting Jiro in there, but Jiro got a buff recently, and I'm running into a lot of really good Jiro players.
Yeah, sword was an interesting one because I felt like I wasn't comparing the legends based solely on their sword ability. I was just like, which weapon or which legend do I think has the best secondary weapon?
Yeah.
or utilizes their secondary weapon the best. And that's I went back and forth between Val and Hattori, and actually settled on Hattori just solely for sword because she kind of has these disjointed hitboxes on her signatures. Yeah. And I think her stats really vibe well with sword. Really high speed, relatively high dex.
Yeah, I just wish she would do more
Hattori.
damage. Sometimes I feel like she just doesn't do enough damage for me to get KOs with, but 100% see why you picked Hattori over Val. 100%.
Yeah. It's between those. Well, Val and Hattori have the same strength, so between those two, you're looking at it as: do you want someone with higher speed, or do you want someone? Actually, man, they're pretty similar stats. Really similar now that I look at it. But yeah, I went with Hattori. Blasters. What you got?
I feel like you're gonna disagree with this one, but I put Nyx. Just because Nyx's signature, is it the neutral signature, the straight up in the air one?
Chain. Yeah.
Like the hand comes out of the gun. That one off stage is so devastating. It doesn't care what color your health is. You're done. You're KO'd.
Yeah, that's fair. But the other signatures are kind of
Yeah.
His down or her down signature is.
Second.
It's really easy to dodge.
My second place one for blasters was going to be Diana, but I feel like her bow signatures are better than her blasters, and that's probably what I was thinking the whole time whenever I was trying to decide. But I think Nyx probably has the best blasters.
I ended up going with Diana, and that was almost entirely off her and Sig as well, because it comes out so fast, the little bomb, and you can hold it there. So it's really, I feel like it's a better edge guard as opposed to Nyx's. But Nyx off stage is brutal. So
yeah,
I can see that pick.
Okay.
Our favorite weapon.
We're getting. I feel like we're very close with our opinions here.
Yeah.
All right. So
more so than the tier list.
So this one up next is going to be Rocket Lance. So I'm going to go ahead and give a small warning. Go ahead and turn your volume down. 3, 2, 1. Artemis. Oh, have I told you how much I hate this legend? All because of the Lance side sig comes out so quick. It doesn't care who you are, what you're doing. It's hitting you, and it hits hard and fast. I hate this legend, but it's Artemis. You may now turn your speakers back up.
I didn't go with Artemis, and
nice.
I am not nearly as passionate about it. I actually don't think Artemis Lance is that great compared to the other Lance legends.
It's just the Sig spam is so good. Well, I mean, yeah, it's good. I hate it.
I'll tell you who I hate, just from a Sig spam perspective with Lance, is Sir Roland.
Yeah,
I
see
feel like
there's such
they all
big
play
signatures.
Yeah, you just can't. Once you're off stage against them and they just start mixing up the signatures, it's just like you're just like, I can't get back. But Roland is not my pick. I went with Scarlet for this one.
Oh wait, did you not just say that you picked Artemis?
No, I did not pick Artemis. I picked Scarlet.
I'm rolling back the VOD. I'm pretty sure you agreed with Artemis.
I think is it her down sig, just that big steam plume?
Yeah.
It's so big.
Yeah.
And then
well, at least we can both agree that Scarlet's busted. I put her for Hammer, you put her for Lance.
Yeah, so there you go. She's the best. So any of you Scarlet players like Baron Dipidus out there, you're rolling on a high tier, and eventually the ban Hammer will hit you. You'll get a nerf, and sorry, she's just gonna be bottom tier someday.
You need to just replace all Lance with just gauntlets. Scarlet is now Gauntlet Hammer.
No.
Yes.
Those are two distinctly different weapons.
Or we could always introduce Great Gauntlet. Just erase Lance from the game and give Great Gauntlets all the Lance legends.
What would a Great Gauntlet even look like? It's just a
real
bigger glove.
Real big. All right. So Spear. Who do you think I put for Spear?
Orion, easy.
No. It's
really?
Best Girl Brynn, bro. Brynn definitely has the best SIGs. A fast side SIG. The neutral SIG is perfect for the Spear combo. And then I catch people that are falling out of the air with the down SIG all the time. It might be the only weapon that I can think of other than Wushang's Spear where I actually use all the signatures. Like, I mean, Petra's Orb as well. But, like, for example, Hattori's, or not Hattori, but I'm trying to think of one. Petra's Gauntlets, the down sig where you teleport. I never use it because I always miss and I always get punished.
It's so hard to hit with. And see, I think the only thing that Brynn really has, in my opinion, that Brynn really has going for her is the neutral sig because of how fast it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never really scared of the side sig or down sig, but once I get in the typical side light down light combo, I'm like, am I gonna get hit with a side air or am I getting hit with an in sig? And I never know, and they both come out about the same speed. And
I always like her Spear side sig because it's got one of those hitboxes that it's like you think you've barely got away from getting hit with this thing, and then like the animation's almost over and then you just get launched.
Yeah, it is very disjointed in that way. So I went with Orion because of his Ensig.
Yeah, his Insig's pretty good. That's the one where he jumps up and slams.
Yeah, you either get hit on the front end or the back end,
Yeah.
or you get hit by both of them.
Yeah. I always fall prey to that signature. Always.
And then the side sig has kind of deceiving range. The down sig sucks.
Yeah.
But it gets weird priority sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There's times where I'm like, okay, I'm coming straight down on top of him, or I feel like I'm coming straight down on top of him, and I get hit by the down sig. I'm like, where does that hitbox where does it even go?
So I'm kind of excited for this next one because since you are the resident Qatar player in the Discord, I'm excited to tell you about how you're wrong unless you pick the same person as me.
Okay, so you go first?
Yep, go ahead.
Ragnar.
You're out of your mind, bro. It's Mako. Mako's Qatars are so good. Best signatures in the game.
I don't. See, the down sig. It's the down sig on the Qatars that really throws me off.
Which one's the down sig?
It's that little like.
Oh, the tornado one.
Yeah.
But the other two are so good. Especially the side sig. That might be better than Artemis's bullcrap side signature.
It's so slow, though.
No, it's not. It's so quick. You're crazy. Why did you pick Ragnar?
Because I always get hit with his signatures.
See, I don't like any of his signatures. I feel like they're too short range.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But the down sig's really good. Like, if you hit them while they're off map and they're, high yellow to orange or red health.
Is that the spitball
one?
Getting
Killed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's game over.
Yeah, and it's a very hard recovery after that. Neutral sig, it's a good anti-air, not great. See, I actually don't feel like Qatar Legends have a lot of great signatures.
Yeah, which is why that's another reason why in the weapon tier list I put them so low.
That's a valid point, actually. Yeah, there's not a lot of. I'm a very sig happy person, and with Qatars I don't get excited to press signature buttons.
Yeah, and then another thing is just look at all the legends that are Qatars. We're throwing it back to the weapon tier list, but even though I think Mako has the best Qatars, she's got the only D tier weapon as her secondary. Lin Fei is hot garbage. Sentinel's hot garbage. Lucian's okay. Ember's alright. And let's see, who else is Qatars I'm missing other than Ragnar? Oh, Azuri. Azuri's good. I think Azuri.
You got
Azuri's
Caspian
really
and Lucian.
Caspian. I forget about Caspian. I group him in with Lucian all the time.
Yeah, they're one and the same, literally. I will say the one thing I like about Caspian's Qatars is that neutral sig. I always get hit by that.
I'm surprised neither of us said Nai.
See, the thing about Nai,
you just hit someone with like two signatures and they're deep red.
Yeah, but hers are very punishable.
Yeah.
Because they're so slow and they feel like they have high recovery. I don't think the recovery is actually that high. And then the neutral sig on Nai, I press it, and as soon as I press it, I regret it because I'm like, I'm gonna get hit. But yeah, Ragnar, and it was kind of just no one was really sticking out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Ragnar's signatures, and I feel like he needs some more representation.
So with Axe, I went with, can you guess?
Axe. Probably Bryn.
Nope, I went with Barraza. I don't know what it is about Barraza's Axe. It is just, he's only got 4 decks, while Bryn has, I think, 5 decks, and then there's other Axe Legends that have higher decks, but something about his Axe feels so much faster than everybody else's. His signatures are pretty good. I don't really like his down signature that much. I really don't like signatures that are very, very close range like that. But I really like that high defense. He's 2 away from max defense on an Axe Legend because I just feel like where Axe is slow, I get punished a lot or I just get tossed around while I'm trying to set up a good, Axe combo. And the high survivability is great. Love it.
Yeah, his defense really alludes to him being just a tank and not really caring what he does for a very long time. So he can just swing that axe away.
Yeah, and I've also only been playing Brawlhalla for like what, 2 months?
Yeah,
something like that. And I'm only like level 15 Brawlhalla, and compared to like level 34 Bryn and a bunch of other above level 30 characters. But he's actually got my biggest win rate in ranked. Whenever I looked up my individual stats, he's got my highest win rate out of all the legends by like 6%.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked when I saw that.
Well, you'll be happy to know that I also picked Brawlhalla.
Let's go!
Reason being is, so the down sig, even though it's close range, he like takes a step back. So you can really punish people with that. The side sig just covers ridiculous distance and seems to have a pretty big hitbox on the front.
Yeah.
So you can kind of catch people with that. But the real shining star is the neutral sig.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so satisfying to hit too.
It's probably my favorite signature to hit, actually.
It feels so like Scorpion, get over here. It just feels so good.
That's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite signature.
Nice.
And you can use that to like, you just do a quick turnaround, and guess what? They're back off the map. But yeah. So axe, we actually it only took us half the weapons, but we agreed.
Nice. We might agree on bow. I don't know. Who you got for bow?
I got Azoth.
Oh, why didn't I put Azoth? You're absolutely right. It's the only character that I will confident like. So whenever I play Zariel, like he's got, in my opinion, some of the best gauntlets in the game. Probably like second or third spot, and his signatures are so good with gauntlets. But like, whenever I pick up a bow with him, I'm like, all I can do is side signature. Just keep spamming the side signature till I hit him with it. Throw the bow and hunt down the gauntlets again. But Azoth's like the only character that I'm like kind of confident. Like, all right, I got the bow. I need to play a little bit with this until I get axe. And just signatures are so good. They're broken.
You can just rely on the signatures.
Absolutely.
You don't have anything to worry about. But Zariel wasn't your pick, though.
No,
right?
No.
Okay, I will say with Zariel, I do like the down sig for a spike.
Oh yeah.
Where it shoots the arrows. They shoot the arrow straight down.
Yeah. My pick was Diana, solely because how good her, whatever that the standard bow combo is into. I think it's her neutral sig.
Yeah, it's her neutral sig.
Yeah, because that combo alone will carry you to the edge of the map, and almost 100% of the time, whenever that signature lands at the end, it spikes you straight off the map.
I can't remember what the stun on it is, but it's very low.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's not quite true, but there's not much space to dodge out.
Yeah, not at all.
So I can see Diana. I don't think her other signatures are that great. Although the down sig, the one that like yeets you backwards.
Yeah, that one's good.
That one, you can get caught with that off stage, and it's not fun.
Oh, for sure.
All right, your favorite, gauntlets. What you got?
Let me take a deep breath. Petra, 100%. Oh yeah, Petra, best legend in the game, 1000%.
No.
Absolutely, no. Bro. Oh my God, gauntlets with high strength. Oh my God. Every skin looks good. Every color scheme looks good on all the skins. Perfect character design. Perfect signatures all the way around, except gauntlets. Down sig.
To be fair, I think, first of all, you just turned your gauntlet pick into a complete shill for the overall package of Petra.
Shut up.
But that's okay. I think the down sig's actually, if you learned how to space it.
Oh, it's good when you hit it.
It's so good.
It's definitely good.
It's so good.
Oh, I bet you put something stupid like Mordex or Core, didn't you?
Oh, you're gonna like this even more. Caspian.
Ugh, why? You think he's got the best gauntlets?
That bomb, man. That bomb is so good.
Oh my! I never get hit with that bomb, bro. Listen. I've disagreed with some of your picks here, but at this point, if you're picking Caspian for best gauntlet legend, you're not just a clown. You're the whole circus, buddy. Oh my gosh, you're out of your mind. Oh, I can't believe this.
Okay, I will admit, I have never faced a Caspian I'm afraid of, but I feel like if I faced a Caspian that was like just a tool-assisted bot, and they just had optimal combos, they could do some really scary stuff.
Oh, I'm sure
Caspian
a chosen
signatures.
bot Caspian is pretty deadly.
But I don't know. I like the side sig. It throws you way farther than it should. The one that like he tags you with a bomb and throws you backwards. But it's the shining star. There's the neutral sig. You just leave that bomb hanging out. People run into it all the time.
Oh my gosh, I want to get away from this conversation. I can't believe this. All right, Scythe. Who'd you pick for Scythe?
Artemis.
I picked Mordex. Just his signatures are so good on Scythe, especially the side sig, because it just like Bryn's signature where you think you're safe, it just barely touch you, and then you're done.
I can't remember. His signature's all the same. Is that the like he just like scoots his scythe across the ground?
Yeah.
And shoots up ice.
Shoots that big like ice wave at you.
Yeah. See, Mordex, I could see that. It's just I will say like Mordex players are the least signature spammy people ever.
Yeah, they're always because they focus on those 0 to death strings, just carrying you off.
They don't care about signatures.
I mean, most Scythe players are already sweaty once you get up there in gold. Just like in general, they're like the sweaty people play Scythe, but something about Mordex players, it just built different.
You know, why didn't I go with? I should have gone with Nyx. Nyx's scythe is really good.
See, I put Nyx as second. I've got like second honorable mentions on most of these
fair.
that I'm not really bringing them up, but
Nyx's down sig hits like a truck.
mm-hmm.
And if you like hit that falling off stage, if you like slide off stage and hit it, oh my, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Artemis, I feel like overall her signatures are just good for both her weapons. But same thing like with Mordex and other Scythe Legends, like their signatures aren't really the shining star.
Mm-hmm.
Your OP weapon, Cannon.
Cannon.
So you better have a good pick here because you're saying Cannon's really high tier. So there better be just a legend you're absolutely terrified of.
So I'm going to go with... So let me go ahead and hit you with the honorable mention. The honorable mention is definitely going to be Sidra because her signatures are off the wall and they always shock me, mainly because not a lot of people play Sidra. But Sidra's really good. I mean, right before Greatsword was illegal, everybody was playing Sidra that last tournament. And everyone was calling for a Cannon nerf because that's when Cannon had just gotten the buff. And like the animations and everything completely changed, and people were just nasty with it. And then Greatsword showed up and put it in its place. But my pick is Onyx because this thing will not stay down. Its defense is so high. It's got the same defense as Barraza.
Yeah.
But it's like every time that I pick a legend like Hattori, I'm like, I just want to play quick. I don't want to play X and do a bunch of damage real fast or like really hard damage. I just want to play fast. I get matched up with an Onyx and I just can't kill it, no matter how many times I hit this thing.
I don't know. The signatures, like her signatures are really hard to hit with, because you got the anti-air cannon shot, the diagonal like 45-degree angle cannon shot, and then the one where she turns to stone.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could be good, but I never get hit by it.
I get hit by it occasionally. I feel like most Onyx players that I play against though don't rely on the signature.
No, yeah, I would agree with that for sure. And it's probably the same way for most canon legends except for Zol, but I don't feel like Zol has a good canon, honestly. Um, like, because Zol's neutral sig, like, it just hangs out there. Side sigs, as long as you're far enough away, you can dodge it, and down sig is eh. But I went with, I did go with Sidra. I feel like
I don't
Sidra
blame you
just
there.
has the weaker version of the Thatch cannonballs, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is good for off the map or edge guarding. Is it the down sig where she shoots straight into the ground? Like
Yeah,
the hitbox on that's just massive.
Yeah, it's like the cannon ground pound, but way bigger.
Man, just talking about Sidra's cannon makes me want to play her.
I know.
Like,
I've actually started. I've got her to like level 3. I played her a couple times the other day. I was testing the waters, so to speak.
cannon's hard, man.
And actually,
Cannon
fact, I think Baron brought this up on the podcast. Shout out to Baron. But I was looking into their lore, and Sidra lost like the pirate island, like lost it in a drinking match against Jala.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it give her drink of choice?
What now?
What does she like to? What does she like to drink?
Oh, I have
Is that
no
what she
idea.
likes to drink?
I can't remember. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, her side signature is good too because it sends you far. That like where she hops on like the other cannon,
Yeah.
and then leaps at you. Yeah, she's good.
All right.
So kind of agree there.
For the most part, I feel like I've been able to kind of predict most of your choices. I have no idea who you would have picked for Orb.
All right, I'm going with Fate.
Yep. So did I.
Really?
Yep.
You didn't go with Petra?
Nope. I don't think Petra's
thought for
Orb's
sure.
that good, other than the fact that you can side light into neutral sig.
The reason, so I was going back and forth between Petra and Fate. I don't have a good reason why I went with Petra. Well, or with Fate over Petra, but her orb is like so versatile.
Yeah.
Like you can throw out side sig pretty safely because of the distance it covers, and then the neutral sig covers so much area.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's got a off the side, spirit bomb.
Yeah, that was really
So-
good for edge guarding. You got to get good
Yeah.
with the placement though, because you can accidentally hit the stage with it all the time.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
But with Fate, I just feel like the signatures outclass Petra's because, number one, you've got the down signature, the little tie the bow around them, that is directional, so you can send them sideways or up. And it's good. I mean, it's a signature that hits close up. And then you've got the side sig, which is the travel signature, that even if, like, it travels so far that if somebody jumps over it or gets away from it, you're still traveling to where it's harder for them to punish, if that makes sense.
right.
Like, it's like it goes in to hit, and if it misses, it just keeps on going, and most times you're pretty safe. And then the neutral sig is massive hitbox, and that thing is a slugger.
She's got 7 strength, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, she hits hard with it. So similarly, that's why I went with Fate. I think she's the only. I might be wrong, but I think she's the only legend with 2 directional input signatures.
Yeah, I think
On
that's
one weapon.
right.
So, like, you can use the side sig and you can spike them down if you want, or you can send them sideways depending on what's best on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with the down sig. Either you send them up or you send them sideways. So, and this goes back to just Fate's overall character, but you have the weapon and Scythe with the most directional inputs, and then your off weapon and Orb has directional inputs as well. So she really controls people really well.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
completely. Now, this one
I,
is also kind of, I was curious about, because you only have 3 options.
This one's tough. This one's really tough.
So I went with Mako, who is the only person
Yep.
that I have on here twice. But I think I just feel like Magyar's hot trash, and then I feel like Jaeyoon's signatures aren't that good.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I ended up going with Mako too, and that's just solely based on the neutral sig, because it is disgusting. And if you fight a Mako off map, you are insane.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't have anything to really say there. I don't feel like any of the current Greatsword Legends bring anything to the table that the others really don't.
Best drip though,
than...
Magyar.
Oh my god, Magyar's skins are so good.
Even his normal skin, because it's got the gradient on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I think Magyar probably has my overall favorite design, and it's a shame because he sucks.
Yeah. His lore is very cool. All of his skins are awesome.
So that takes us through who we think's best with each weapon. We should do it again sometime, and we'll do who we think's worst with each weapon.
We should do the worst, and then like a year from now, do an updated tier list for weapons and legends. See how much it changes.
Yeah, let's get some patches in and pick up some new main weapons, and we'll see where we feel about it. I've been playing weapons that I think are high tier a little bit more, just to see like why I think they're high tier, and it really comes down to me just not knowing how to play them.
Yeah.
So if I don't know how to play them, I can't really play against them.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so what's interesting about tier lists for especially this game is you look at it for two ways. You look at legends and you look at weapons. And if you look at people's legend tier lists, they're pretty similar.
Yeah. Oh. Well, actually, I had something. Let me see if I can find it again. That I was thinking about bringing up, but I thought maybe it deserved its own episode. But let me see if I got it pulled up here. Yeah. So, if you go to the stats.brawlhalla.fr, just looking at the overall like legend win rate for the entire game versus the community tier list of legends, it is shocking how polar opposite they are.
Yes. And that's because you're looking at, I think stats.brawlhalla looks at the entire player base, right?
Yeah.
Or at least probably on Steam. But whereas tier lists are typically done by professionals or
the community tier list, I think what it does is anytime that you save a tier list that you've made, it throws it in and averages it all out. So like,
oh really?
Yeah, I do kind of want to talk a whole episode about it, but like, Ulgrim is B tier, and Ulgrim has the highest win rate in ranked and regular, unranked.
Yeah, that sounds like actually we'll do an episode on just stats.brawlhalla.
That's not a bad idea
because there's some really good stuff on there that a lot of people don't really look at, and they changed their website a little bit because I was looking at it not too long ago, and I feel like the old version was better, but there's some good stuff on there. So yeah, I think that's worthy of its own episode. Maybe next week. I don't know. I kind of want to dig into it a little bit more before I.
Yeah. I don't know if we should do two stats. Or like,
yeah, let's get something to get the people excited.
Like
next time.
A fashion show.
We already talked. We can talk fashion again.
I'm just kidding. We'll discuss this off the air.
Yeah.
But,
so I think that's about it for this episode.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get news on Battle Pass soon, and we have another guest coming up on episode 10.
Episode 10, so 3 episodes from this one. So what's that put us at? End of July, beginning of August?
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, so we should be getting news this week on something, since it was a dry week last week. And the Pro Series starts next weekend. So for anyone who wants to get some Esports V2 colors, be sure to check that out. I do want to give a quick shout out to both Zesty Beef Broth and Epic. They seem to hang out with us sometimes when we record, so we appreciate that. They get to listen to us live, so you get kind of a preview of what the episode's going to sound like. And for anyone out there who may have questions for us, you can drop them in the comments. You can join the Discord and ask them on there. We should probably create a channel or something for people to just post questions, and we can pick through those and answer them at the end of the podcast.
That's not a bad idea at all.
But yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Got anything else, Rox?
Nope, not at all. Well, you want to lead us out?
Will do. Thanks for tuning in to episode 7 of the Gravity Cancel podcast. Had a lot of fun talking about weapons, weapon tier lists, and some legends. A lot of disagreement this episode, but all in good fun. Everyone has an opinion. Rox is just usually wrong.
Yeah, I need everybody to just tweet at us or just come cause a bunch of drama in the Discord about how he picked Caspian for his best Gauntlet legend. Absolutely out of his mind.
After I get done with Core, I'm going to come clap you with Caspian. Just
Get out of here. Get out of here. Leave. Leave.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Peace.